Look at this low network connection. This little thing I'm playing with on Facebook. I saw the crown on there. And it's kind of cute, huh? Well, listen, I'm working out. I'm getting ready to go. And it's my cool down period. So I want to answer this question in my email that I received. How do I take this crown thing off my head? I don't know if I upload this video, you all can see it or not. Sure my volume is up. But I received a question in my email, so real quick. The question is or was, right? The question is or was, what is the difference in the Ultra FICO that was released in 2019 versus the FICO 10 set to be released for 2020. Now, I will upload this video on YouTube. YouTube, you may not can see the little crown figure, but some of the thing they have on Facebook, I decided to just tap it. So I thought that was a great question, and that it would be better for me to make a quick video to answer that question, and I would send it in the email to the person that reached out to me. Okay, the Ultra FICO that was coming out, or that was released last year of 2019, it was an option. And I know you might be thinking, well, FICO 10 is an option if lenders want to use the FICO 10 as well. What I mean by that is you as a consumer could go to a lender and request, it was an option, that they use the Ultra FICO scoring model, right? And so if you was a person who kept a balance of at least $400 or more in your account on a monthly basis, if you kept that balance in there, it looked at your banking, and it also looked at how you pay your utility bills on time. An example of the Ultra FICO is on Experian website, where you could go in and enter your bill account information and your checking account information. And if you were a person that kept over a $400 balance in your checking account, that would give you improvements or increase your score, right? And so when you go to a lender and they use the FICO 8 and those extra incentives enhance your credit score, you could ask that lender to consider the FICO 9. Now, how does the FICO 10 work for 2020? This has been approved to be released, but the banks or the lenders have not made that official yet, and we will know the summer of this year. First of all, the FICO algorithms always are set to change for every 5 years, right? So it's nothing new, but this is the deal. Banks, right, always, like after 2008 and so many houses and everything was foreclosed on, the banks want to make sure that they are protected, right? That they are protected when it comes to their money, particularly when it comes to charge-off accounts that a lot of people receive on credit cards, right? And so a charge-off is when a person has been approved a credit card, they default on the credit card, and they do not pay the balance. And that money, after 6 months, they don't pay the balance. And that money that was charged on the card has to be charged off by the banks, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, Capital One, right? Whoever issued you a credit card, right? Bank of America, Wells Fargo. So they write it off as a loss, right? And it helps them in taxes, but they also want to transfer that balance of write-off to you as well, Because if they didn't get the money in the front end, meaning that you charged up the credit card and you didn't pay, they'll get it on the back end, meaning they'll send you a 1099 in the mail to file on your taxes to add as income, right? And so the banks are knowing that the economy is getting ready to shift, and I think they're making a chess move, right, to make sure that they're protecting themselves as much as they can in the upcoming recession. So the FICO 10 for 2020 is not an option for you to go to a lender and ask them to use, right? Actually, the Ultra FICO of 2019, if you kept more than $400 balance in your checking account on a monthly basis, from month to month, and you paid your utility bills on time, that was an actual benefit to you to use, but the 2020 FICO is not going to be an option. So it's estimated that the 2020 FICO is going to affect 110 million Americans. Out of the 110 million Americans, 80 million will see either their credit score drop by 20 points or increase. The other 40 million will see their credit scores increase by 20 or more points. So this is what happens, right? This is what happens. Under the FICO 8 that we are under now, or currently operating under, that's what banks use to approve you or not approve you for a vehicle or credit card, right? Vehicle and credit card. Theo, you at the gym, go hard, sis. What do you do for people? I just spend a stack between virtual office setup LLC, 𝒞𝓇𝑒, but I'm going to donate to me this Friday. You're going to donate to me this Friday, Theo? I appreciate that. What are you going to donate? You say you spend a stack between Virtual Office Setup LLC app. So tell me more about that. Do you help people set up their LLC or incorporate their business through an app program or app cloud through virtual assistant? If so, I need to reach out to you because I want to get my credit system set up that way where my clients can download their documents to me on an app and not just via email. So Theo, if that's what you're referring to, let me know. And I hit some button and now my comments are off. So Theo, I can't even see the comments anymore. And I don't have my stylus, my nails in the way. So Theo, comment back on this video. Let me know, is that what you did? Or send me a message, right? Send me a message. Let me take this. Hold on. And then I'm trying to take this crown thing off my head. I don't know. I just go ahead. So anyway, the FICO 20 is not something that's going to be optional. What the FICO 8 did or does currently is it looks at your credit score for up to 30 days. Up to 30 days, right? Sometimes 60 days. It looks at your last 2 months. This FICO 10, if adopted by banks, listen to this, because on my previous videos, I said that the FICO 10 will look at a snapshot of your credit report for up to 2 years, 24 months. That's not true. I just re-listened to some information on it. It's going to be 30 months. People, it's going to be 30 months. And Theo, I made a mistake and hit the button. I can't even see comments. I'm pretty sure you're commenting. But it's going to be 30 months back, meaning 2.5 years. This FICO is in place. It's going to look at your credit behavior back 2.5 years to determine your approval. Not if you just get a credit sweep and for 45 days and you temporarily hide things, negative items on your credit report, or you add authorized user trade lines, and because I mean you all do know that trade lines, AU trade lines, do not stay on your credit report. When someone sells you an AU trade line, right, that trade line only going to stay for however the contractual agreement that you made with that company to sell it to you for. So it might be a 30-day trade line. It may be a 60-day. I haven't seen many that will keep you as an authorized user when you buy it for 3 months or 90 days. So now you have 30 or 60 days, right, to try to get approved for whatever you're trying to get approved for. And authorized trade line can increase your credit score right now, but it still does not guarantee you approval because the banks still will look at negative information and still report it. So what this FICO 10 will do, like again, for 40 million Americans, over 110 million Americans are going to be affected. But for 40 million Americans, some will see an increase of their credit score up to 20 points. The other 40 million, right, is going to see a decrease up to 20 points. And they're going to look back at your credit for 30 months. For 30 months, that means 2.5 years. So if you're doing some things like adding AU trade lines and getting a 30-day credit sweep, they're going to look back 2.5 years at your behavior and your both installment debt or loans, which means student loans, personal loans, will be considered. They're going to look back on your credit score for 2.5 years, 30 months, and look at your behavior of paying down those debts. So authorized trade line is going to be a thing of the past once this recession hits, which is, China, which is the number 2 economy right now, that, very service America a lot through tariffs and through the exchange of goods and services. Their economy is taking a big hit. A lot of automobile industries as a result, suppliers, agricultural, like here in Mississippi, for example, we've been getting a lot of rain in the Delta. So bankers, farmers are going to be suffering from this. The automobile industry was already suffering because so many high repossession. And now new car sales are going to plummet. And then you have student loan debt, $1.5 trillion last I checked, the highest it's been in years, because in 2008, the Obama administration changed private student loans to make all loans federal, which means now they're going with you to the grave. You can't claim bankruptcy on private student loans now since 2008, since Obama made that adjustment like you used to be able to in the past, right? So I think my video was coming in and out. Theo, send me a message, or Theo, send me an email because I can't see the comments anymore. You can send to the messenger here on my page or my personal Facebook page, or send me an email about that app at LD as in Danny, at @FICOmycreditandcash.com. Signing off.